What up guys, it's Alan again from Cutting Rugs, and in today's video we're going to be going over both of the stages that were at the Untz Festival. First we had the main stage and also the Wormhole Stage, which was in the side near some of the campgrounds. So out of respect for the visual artists and the lighting artists, I'm not going to be doing any sort of extended shots. I'm not trying to make this like a professional video, but instead I just wanted to show you guys what to expect, what I liked about the stages, what the layout is, and kind of what the vibe is. So that's what we'll cover in this video. This is part 2 of my Untz Festival review, so let's get into it. So in this portion of the video, I'll be covering the Untz stage, or the main stage, and the type of sound system that they used is called a Function 1 sound system, which are known for their crisp and clear quality. They used to be part of a larger corporation called Turbo Sound, which eventually split off into Function 1, which handles more of the live music events, and then Turbo Sound, which handles a lot more of the corporate stadium and that kind of thing. So if you ever see another sound system that looks exactly like a Function 1, that's why. They used to just be called Turbo Sound before it started splitting off into their separate entities. Function 1 sound systems are top of their class. Q Nightclub, which is the biggest nightclub in Seattle, uses Function 1s. If you go to any, world-class establishment or any club or a lot of festivals around, they use Function 1 sound systems. The Grove at Shambhala usually uses a Function 1 sound system, so it is a well-recognized and top-quality sound system. The stage build overall, between the lights, the lasers, the videos, everything was also top quality. If you look at a lineup and see, artists of this caliber, it's something that you should expect, and they totally hit the notch in every way. All of the people that were running all of those machines were at the top of their game as well, so it provided a stimulating and great experience for everyone that was there at the stage watching, as well as the tuning of the sound system, so everything just worked together in harmony. One thing I really liked about the main stage at the Untz Festival was how people were encouraged, or at least it was the common culture there, for people to bring their chairs, maybe a table, put some towels on the ground, people to establish a place for themselves on the dance floor. So it wasn't just a place for them to dance, it was a place they could get comfortable, could rest in the shade, and the shade did a really good job of sort of blocking out a lot of the sun during the day since it was so hot, anywhere between 90 to about 99 degrees during the peak hours of the day. So I really like that people were able to sort of establish a home base, and that was sort of the culture there. You didn't really have to worry about your stuff. In fact, I have a great story where, I put my chair down at the side stage actually, and was waiting for someone to come on, but I left something at my camp. Now my camp was probably about a 25-minute walk from the side stage, so I ended up having to walk there, maybe spent 15 minutes there, and then walked back. So it was maybe about an hour and 10 minutes. And when I got back, my chair and all my stuff was just there. The people had given it, a couple feet on each side, and I could just go back and resume the good time that I had reserved. So I thought that people were just really respectful of each other's stuff. I never felt like I was ever being prowled on, or people were, looking for something to grab. So I just thought that the culture-wise, it was a really good vibe. And sort of tying into that, I really liked how much space people gave each other at the stages. Every show has a particular vibe to it, a particular culture, and how tightly packed people are. Of course, if you go to the front of the stage, it's going to be a little bit, tighter because people, want to be up front. There's a lot more energy going on. But even then, you're still able to navigate through the crowd. Let's say you had your friends in the front row. You were still able to pretty easily navigate through. I never felt like at any point, I was being muscled out of any one place. People were really aware of their surroundings. They're really respectful of each other. So I thought that was really, really a good experience that can change from show to show, and it really was just the overall vibe at Untz that made it feel so comfortable. So I thought it was really, really well done. Okay, I think that's about covers things for the main stage. Let's go check out the side stage, the Wormhole Stage. So the side stage, also known as the Wormhole Stage, also used a Function 1 sound system. The production was obviously not as big as the main stage, but I thought that it scaled appropriately. I thought that the stage was thoughtfully designed. It had a lot of character to it. And then I also really liked that you could see the performer from basically anywhere on the dance floor. So it had a nice big open format. One thing that I liked that they did about the side stage, they actually didn't start the music until about 7 p.m. I thought this was a great move because they showcased a lot of the newer artists, a lot of up-and-coming collectives here. And then it also made it so that people, didn't have to stand in the sweltering heat since there was no shade structure at this stage. So I thought that by about 7 p.m., that's when most people were out and about partying. So it really provided people to shuffle back and forth between the main stage and the side stage. So there's always an audience there. And I think that it allowed, the smaller artists and smaller collectives to make new fans and then appeal to new people that maybe wouldn't have heard them if they had played early in the day, maybe around like noon or 2 p.m. when it was 100 degrees out. One thing to note about this stage is probably maybe a 5 to 10 minute walk from the main stage, but it was directly behind the prepaid camping spot. So basically you could spend $500 and then have a tent and an air mattress pre-set up for you. And so this stage was directly right behind it. And so, I'm talking like 20 to 30 feet away. So music ran until about 6:30 in the morning each night. So that's something to keep track of. If it's more important to you to be close to the party and not have to do, a 15 to 25 minute walk back to your campsite where the rest of the campgrounds were, this might be the place for you. But if it's somewhere that you would appreciate getting more sleep and not having so much commotion until 6:30 in the morning, that's something to just kind of keep in the back of your head. But we'll cover more about the campgrounds in the next video. Overall, the vibe of this stage very much mimicked that of the main stage. People gave you ample space. to move around, and then people never really crowded or really got up in your area. Like I said the story earlier about leaving my chair at this stage. One thing to note is that because it is a lot smaller, there is not the same amount of room for people to bring all their couches and bring all their chairs and just bring a complete setup. There definitely was towards the outer fringes of the stage and in the very back, but it's just good to note that the music here tended to be a little harder and they tended to fill in a little bit later, so it was mostly just standing room and dancing room. Overall, very happy with the production of both stages. I felt like that there was enough variance in the music so that I could get what I wanted. If I wasn't really feeling the music at one stage, they did a really good job with the programming to provide a different vibe at the other one. So overall, big shout out to all the production of the Untz Festival. I think they did a really great job. There was really no complaints or anything that I had about the stages themselves. I thought they were all just top notch, top of the world class production. And overall, when it came to stages, it's something that they crossed all the check marks that I look for in a festival, and I would definitely come back for the stages and the music. So this is the end of my part 2 video, and stick around for part 3 because that's coming up soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more.